Can you hear it? Can you hear me now? Yeah, okay. Talked to my friend's cousin, and he was asking why protest Scientology if I was an ex-member. And you know, it's kind of interesting how that whole thing came out. Like, you know, I came out for Jay, really became motivated by the police not doing their job and prosecuting and going after people with the protesters, and then I started dating, or then I started getting with Laura, and then it became about, you know, kind of what Laura's trauma had been, kind of made it my own. And he was asking, you know, why what up, Desire? Then asking like what it is now, and it's like, well, you know, I don't even have a choice at this point. I don't have a choice in if I'm protesting or not protesting. Nice. Well, and it's just like, you know, what Josiah had said. Josiah's like, you know, I went through all this hell, and I don't have to ever protest again. And he was talking about, like, you know, would you take a plea deal? I said, I don't want a plea deal. I don't want to admit to being wrong. And, you know, would I do it over again? Probably not. Would I sign up to do all this? Probably not. But if you ask me that question in 6 months or a year, and, you know, maybe I'm successful with some litigation, maybe I'm in jail, maybe I'm not, like, it all depends on how it all plays out. Does it put me into a whole nother bracket of activist or activism, you know, after the cases are over? I don't know. Do I just continue on life? He had some interesting insight that I appreciated. Everything that went on yesterday, no, none of it. I mean, none of it was planned. It was, I came to grow my channel to bring some publicity to Jay's thing, and Jay still hasn't really gotten the publicity that he needs. The channel I had to, you know, really be able to do some more publicity, I don't have that anymore either. I have a small channel, and I've plateaued in my viewership, which happens. I plateaued when I left. It's hard to put a any type of value on why or what or whatnot, and it's hard to say if I'm being shadow banned, if I say rape too much, or if I say pedophile too much, or if I say Scientology too much, or just my or possibly that there are so many characters and so much drama that it's hard for new people to enter into the space. A lot of you guys had some problems with what had gone on the other day here, yesterday or the day before. Yesterday, 2 days ago, yesterday, whenever that happened, 2 days ago. And truthfully, I understand everyone's side on all that. I don't want any type of division going on in here. If you guys don't like what happened in Sticker Chicks, keep it to yourself. Sticker Chick didn't like what's going on over there. I hope they keep it to themselves. I called and talked to Sticker Chick this morning, and talked to her for a bit, and so I understand. I understand everyone's side. I'm not mad at anybody. A lot of times there's so much information out there that we're not all privy to, and what we allow and don't allow, and when we demand things from people and don't demand things for people, and sometimes people are just offering or advice or opinion. Sometimes that feels like attacks. Sometimes it is attacks. It's hard to say. It's hard to, quantify what an attack is. Sometimes, but please, I respect everyone's beliefs, and if you don't like the content creator, then you're just gonna have to not be involved with that content creator. Beautiful snow-capped mountains. And it's a tough one. We all have our boundaries. We all set our own boundaries. Sometimes those boundaries get tested and twisted and moved around. Yeah, like I don't want to. I don't want to quantify what attacking is, because I felt as though Auntie and Laura attacked something really good I had going with Alonzo, and I felt like it was an attack. That's do I think it's an attack now? No. Did I feel like it was an attack at that time? Yes, I did. So I'm not going to try to quantify what someone thinks is an attack or not an attack, because at that time I thought it was an attack. I don't believe it was an attack. I think it was unfair to Alonzo, as my guess, what had gone down, but I don't feel like it was an attack. But at the time I did. It felt like everyone was attacking, and so I'm not going to quantify or justify, and yeah, there's just going to be people with hurt feelings, and no matter how all of it like irons out itself. There's usually a bunch more interactions, and there's a bunch of interactions that have happened that people don't know about. There's some injustice that was done to ZDT. There's also a lot of injustice that he did to a lot of other people. And yeah, people can only form their opinions based on their first-hand knowledge of it. And some people don't want to know all the information, and that's, you can't force somebody to want to know something. It was just like Billy, the shit with Billy. Billy pulled a gun on me. That was pretty traumatic. That was look, I don't want, like I said, you're not gonna do that here, Auntie. Okay? Like I said, I don't, whatever your feelings are about it, put it on your channel. Don't bring it here, please. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't want, like I said, I see everyone's side. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth and make one friend uncomfortable because the other person, whatever you guys' beef, what your issue is, getting blocked, whatever the issue is, you don't think that it was handled properly. That's all a you issue. I stood up for what I believed in, and I can't regulate everything, but I'm not going to allow anybody to it's just not going to happen. It's to me, truthfully, I have such bigger things to fucking worry about, my freedom and shit. Like, and I have the Sticker Chick and them have fundraised and raised a bunch of money for me. They've been very supportive. They've been they have exposed a lot of the people that need to be exposed. And if you got any ill will towards them, that's between you and them, not me. I've done my best to, and this is a issue that I have, that I always try to allow everyone their voice. And if you have a problem with me, how I handle it is you could come up on panel and have a conversation about it, and say your grievances. That's how I handle my issues with people or things. But I already saw this morning with chat with a couple people trying to push a division, and I'm not going to allow that division to be pushed. We could have different feelings, we could have different expressions, and I'm drawing the line that I went over the stuff last night. I'm not a victim of ZDT or anything. I have some emotional baggage or trauma or whatever the fuck you want to call it from that whole situation. So it's very specific to me for that. And I know a lot of you also have that from sharing and seeing the court cases and all that. I think that I think there's a lot of it's just tough, man. And then some days people don't want to disagree. Like, some days when I have my channel going, no, my emotions are valid, but no one didn't validate those emotions. right? No one did not devalue those emotions. No, I don't. People are just cruel in general. The yeah, this shit's just been so fucking, like, I literally feel like every week I'm dealing with some other fucking shit, man. Like, it's just like one week, like, jail could be the best thing in the world for me. If I don't have to work, if I don't have to not if I don't have to fucking like deal with all this shit, like every week it's like some new thing, a new outrage, a new person that needs to be canceled or not canceled, or I wish I could just shut it down and just fucking move away from it, right? I wish I could just be like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't give a fuck what you think. You don't want me, you don't like me because I'm racist, or I'm not using a pronoun, or I'm talking to somebody that you've had an issue with, or who, I mean, it's just like one fucking cancel culture thing after the other. And it's so just draining on my psyche, my soul, and it's hard. It's fucking hard. It's just always constantly something. And a lot of times, the timing of everything really matters. Like, sometimes people just need a lot more time than other people to figure shit out, or to figure out how somebody's just a piece of shit. Sometimes they just need extra time. I feel dirty. No, I felt dirty yesterday. No, that didn't change. I felt dirty because someone almost convinced me that I was doing the same shit, that someone almost convinced me of something I knew wasn't what it was. And I almost like fell for it. I almost just was like, oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. I was doing the same exact thing. And it's like, no. And that's what I felt dirty about, because it wasn't anywhere close to the same thing. I put up a poster about someone being what I believe, an opinion, was a pedophile. And the court record, yeah, it could be, I don't know. Would I do it again? No. I wouldn't even, if I had another thing, I wouldn't even touch the ZDT thing at all. I would have just completely ignored it and not done anything about it. Gone to court with the people to support them, and that's it. is the daily drama. It just happens. There's always drama. And I don't think any of that played out was drama, though. I actually hate the word drama, or people saying you're bringing drama, because people were very emotionally charged. They're very emotionally charged, and that's with the Alonzo thing, when Alonzo came in and everybody had an issue with Alonzo, that to me, instead of me feeling like I was being attacked, I should have used it as an opportunity to, well, people were on attack. None of them wanted to come up and have a conversation about it. Well, Auntie came up, but then got mad and rage quit. But no one wanted to come up and talk about it. No one wanted to address it. They just wanted to say that this person's bad and not offer any information about why this person's bad. And then did not hold Tori to the same standard, or who's the other person, the MAGA lady, build back the wall, Joy, whatever it was. They didn't hold Joy to the same standards that they held Alonzo. They were okay with them not saying that child auditing, that it's not bad or whatever. Yeah, I just felt like there was a double standard there. Vila, Joy Vila. Yeah, I know you came back. Well, and I think that the same issue is going on now, is a misunderstanding of a lot of information being missing. A lot of information being missing. A lot of people say, like Harold Light Cody. Harold Light Cody and Dodge all really pushed a lot of the rage hate of ZDT. More Harold Light Cody. Well, like Harold Light Cody's only purpose was to go after ZDT. So what happens a lot is when people get mad or upset, they go to the other team. They go to the other side, the side that's not being mean to them. It happens a lot. People they know this people have been doing awful shit or whatever, but they'll go over there just because they're not talking the shit after that. And so, like, I really see Sticker Chicks and Kenny's, that because of that rage baiting and them trying to force them to hate Tony, they went the opposite direction. Right? There's these people who are trying to force me to hate them. Then they also see that the people that ZDT is going after, Streets, Jessica, Solomon, Mindy, that all these people are just here for content. They're content creators. That's it. They don't give a fuck. And so, what almost everything he says, what else? I mean, Alonzo's been doing this for like 15, 20 years. Like, what is there to disagree about the fucking guy, man? You don't like that he doesn't say that he abused children? Is anyone going to come out and say, hey, I abused children? I always miss this fucking thing. I feel like Alonzo's the most reasonable ex-Scientologist I've talked with. Yeah. Well, I think that's what a lot of this issue is here. Is exactly what Korn said. Yeah. No, it's and that day when Alonzo was attacked, it was like, man, I'm giving this person who's, I felt like it was like this complete attack. It's like, dude, like, shut the fuck up. Like, let this guy just fucking, this guy hasn't even talked. Like, unless you got some type of big crime that this person has been convicted of or something. I felt like I was being attacked, but like I was talking to Sticker Chick today, and I was like, man, like I felt like I was being attacked, but I really wasn't being attacked. People were kind of being fucking emotional, and I fucking took on that emotion myself and became emotional myself. Right? Welderman. Right? But, you know, I felt like I was attacked, but I wasn't being attacked. I got emotional because the other people were being emotional and fucking stupid. Right? That was my fault for becoming emotional. That was my weakness of that whole situation. And I felt like the chat had turned on me, and I feel like Sticker Chick, from what I saw and what I felt, if I felt that Sticker Chick felt the same way, and it's the same way that I think she felt when that whole thing about Tula, the Tula fucking, the fake Tula account or whatever the fuck that was, that Harold like Cody and Riddle and all these fucks tried to make like a big deal about it, and like people were like going after Sticker Chick in the chat about it, and she was just kind of questioning, like, we don't even know this person, we're not even sure if this person's fucking real or whatnot, like. And then they were trying to use me, saying that, oh, D.o.A talked to them, and, you know, they provided him with information. Well, they did talk to me, but over all right. Yeah, look, I'm not. Please stop causing that division. Okay? I understand you don't like Sticker Chicks, what went on. Please do not share that in my chat anymore. I'm asking very nicely. Okay? I'm asking really nicely. Sticker Chick is my friend. If you don't like what went on, keep it to yourself. Put it on other channels, but don't put it here, because those comments are going to drive a wedge into my friendship with Sticker Chick. Okay? I'm asking that real nicely. Please respect that boundary. I'm not telling you you're wrong. I'm not telling you that to not talk about it. I'm saying that don't talk about it here. If you have any type of disagreement with that, don't share it here. I understand why you're upset, and I understand everyone's point of view on that, all across the board, why everyone was upset, and it's just not going to happen here. I'm not going to allow OSA or Scientology or the trolls to win by allowing more division and more eroding of places where I get support. Okay? Yeah, and I didn't respect that boundary yesterday as Sticker Chicks. But at the same time, I wasn't just going to not say anything. Just like I don't like people coming in and saying hi all the time, right? And people sometimes don't respect that. Like, rules are meant to be broken, right? And I wasn't going to just fucking CZDT and not say something. But I fucking said something, breaking a rule and disrespecting the channel by breaking that rule. And like everything, there's always more to the story. There's more to the story. It wasn't that cut and dry. No, like I love tuning in. Like, truthfully, Sticker Chick's the only fucking channel that I watch. Like, truthfully, like I know there's a lot of small channels and everything, but like I might pop in for a second here and there, but like Sticker Chick's the only one that like I'll pull up and listen to. And like I enjoy it because it's funny. I laugh. I enjoy that. I enjoy her humor. I enjoy Good Kenny's humor. Um, well, I had to fucking say something, but like I did disrespect Sticker Chick by just I could have just what I could have done was I could have just fucking sat there, saw it, and then contacted her privately and said, "Hey, man, I didn't like this at all." Right, but I didn't. I made it kind of a little fucking thing, and so I'm the blame for stirring up some of that shit. And I had a lot of people messaging me about it. Um, and not because everyone was fucking because everyone knows what. Yeah, like it's just gonna be whatever it is. If y'all don't like it, then don't go there. Um, that's just what it is, man. Yeah, yeah. I just gotta sit in silence for a little bit. Well, it sucks. There, I mean, all this streaming. You know how many people have been mad at me because of this, like because of it's a constant thing uh of people telling me what they don't like and what they do like. And like I said, jail would be like just a break from all that. Um, well, a lot of you guys caused me additional phone time, and it's hard to try to regulate people's actions or views or ways that they respond to things. So that's like this constant trouble of trying to regulate and try to, I don't know. Um, well, at this point, some jail is like what I've been involved in, and like these weekly big blow-ups and events have have really taken a toll on me. Um, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to getting drunk after all this shit's over. Tell you the truth. I would just love to be like, just fucking buzz as shit, just like sitting on the side of the road, like, none of this matters. Yeah. These court cases, yep. I felt attacked, but looking back on it, I feel like I allowed my emotional state to take over, and I wasn't attacked. There was just a bunch of people who fucking were, yeah, well, and because I got more information that Ashley was talking to, what was it? Yeah, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what my next step's gonna be here after all this either. Like, it's so I'm in such an unknown world. No, I never felt that I had to speak for you. But there's one thing that no, Ashley didn't. Ashley's just fucking. Ashley was the one who got Josiah uploaded on the trolls, and because Ashley did that, I'm so grateful that Ashley was able to convey to Josiah who some of these fucks were, and I was so impressed with Josiah how quickly that fucker was able to identify how fucking stupid they are. Um, Yeah, no, I'm good. Like, this weighed heavy on me. Last night it weighed heavy on me. Um, and like going over the shit with ZDT weighed heavy on me. Um, yeah, no, Dan, I didn't feel like I was sticking up for you. I just, well, I stick up for all my friends. I stick up for all my friends. Um, like, that's what happens when you become my friend. Like, I'm going to stick up for you, or I'm going to stick up for what I believe. And sometimes my friends are a little dramatic and a little extra. Um, and then when it happens to us personally, we make it like so much of a bigger cause a lot of times than it really is. Um, and so, yeah, no, well, and it's like, I don't know, it's like so much stuff. I like, when Crackhead Kenny was going after Corn, like, it was like, oh, fuck, another situation, right? Kenny's my friend, Corn's my friend. And I told Kenny, don't talk to her like that, man. That's fucking not cool. And then Kenny got fucking all butthurt and couldn't take fucking any type of advice or any type of input. And then it was like, okay, well, you're fucking losing it. Now you got all these nasty ass people in your chat. I'm not going to fucking associate with you. Um, with that and with the LR topic. Well, but the Louis Repetto topic was much easier for me to stick up for you on, because why was it? I don't know. It was much easier. It wasn't. It didn't put me in the conflict between two friends. It's when you're put into conflict between two friends that it becomes very taxing. It comes very taxing. I considered well, I wasn't really friends with Crackhead Kenny, but I liked him, and I was going to defend him when he needed to be defended. And like, I don't have much. Like, standing up for friends to me is like big. Like, I stand up for friends when they need to be stand up for, right? And vice versa. I, I I hope that my friends stand up for me. This situation with Sticker Chick, this put me in like a fucking in a position of that I don't want to be in, right? Like, I don't want to be in that position, because I'm so grateful for her, and I'm so grateful for the people that have like gone a different route, that have had issues with what's going on, because I consider those people my friends too. So that shit hurts. That shit's hard. It's like rough. It's like, I want everyone to express themselves and say what they want to say, and we all have percentages of fault and blame for everything. Um, Pick a side, don't pick a side. Your chat tried to stand up for you, and now they are wrong. What the fuck? Is that what's her name's dumbass? Sorry. Bell of the barn. Am I trying to see this is where like the Scientology element is where there's people trying to this is I'm gonna get rid of Fea Truth. You see the vision that this is everything Scientology, how they try to create like conflict. Uh, what's up, CC? Yeah, they're like, oh my gosh, there's a disagreement. There's a disagreement, and we're going to try to separate. D.o.A hasn't had enough people separate with him, and he's the most awful person in the world, so we're going to get him to separate from other people. Crackhead Kenny was the best person. Crackhead Kenny was the worst person in the world, and Crackhead Kenny was the best person in the world. No, nothing can. I mean, I don't need any help. I guess I feel a little bad because I see everyone's point of view. I see where everyone's right, and I see where everyone's wrong. And it just makes me sad that, it just makes me sad that there's a conflict, and there's nothing that I could do about it. No, I can't change the outcome, but I can be sad about it. I could be sad about how it played out. I could be sad about my role in it playing out. Um, yeah, I'm sad about it. It's sad. It brought bad energy to me, and I'm sad about it. I'm not even going to go into it. I don't need to go. I'm not going into it. That like getting into that, you're getting into the details, and then those details are I'm not doing it, dude. Like I don't think you understand. Like, I'm not allowing for that. Like, I'm not allowing for that conversation to be had, because then there's going to be some type of, that's assigned blame to somebody for it, and I'm just not doing it. Okay, like that's what I don't want. Uh, I don't want it to be like, oh, you're right, you're wrong. This was right, this was wrong. Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with me. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't like guys, like some of this, like, are you okay? Or you're okay? Like, did you, are you okay? Did you get through that yesterday? That was so mean. Like, I could do without all that shit. It's just like, dude, toughen the fuck up, you know, fucking toughen the fuck up. Yeah, I'm taking responsibility for my role and what fucking went on. And um I didn't get terribly a lot of stuff done today. I got a little bit done. I got shit stained and some poly put on the stage board, and I spent some time on the phone and spent some time talking to somebody. So like, I didn't get as much work as I wanted done, but I got as much done as I could. And yeah, no, I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm pretty much streaming. Uh, yeah, yeah, it had an effect on me today. Um, like me sharing how my feelings are, and I'm not sad fishing or anything. Uh, I'm excited about the court case, and yeah, I'm excited about my court case coming up. Hmm. Well, I'm excited about the case against Aaron. Actually, I wanted to have it all filed and him served here in the last couple days, but it just didn't happen. Um, but there's been little details added to the Aaron's lawsuit, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to that suit, because I feel like that's going to get me some type of validation of my feelings of what had happened, and you know, a lot of people who didn't stand up. It's weird listening to these streams and hearing people that I thought were my friends, or that I treated good, being in those streams, um and being okay with what was being said, the lies that were being told. Um I don't know. I hope it's within the next week or two. Um Yesterday I had to send some paperwork and write up a bunch of stuff for the copyright lawyer, and I'm just like so overwhelmed with all that shit. Like, I'm overwhelmed with all of it, and it's yeah, it's just, I'm overwhelmed with it. I'm overwhelmed with not being able to just focus on the paperwork. And it was this thing yesterday, and then the day before it was Ghost Soldier putting out the videos that seemed very threatening. And it was just like, dude, it's just one thing after the other. And then my friends, people that are close to me, commenting in there, and I'm just like, oh, I just can't I can't catch a fucking break, and I regulate what people around me are saying and doing, because everything's being used against me. Everything that my friends are saying is being used against me. Everything I post is being used against me. And I fear that I'm going to get like locked up and thrown in the cage with every little fucking thing that can be misinterpreted. And so it's real hard to fucking just like go through that. I don't know. All right. I'm out though. Much love, guys. Peace.